Hello everyone, once again, welcome back to the Mania Set and Key World Cup 2019 with more matches to cover now, as we are about to start with the second wave of Losers Bracket Encounters. My name is Juan Crystal. I'll be casting with Nivrat00 once more for this block. How are you doing?
Hello, doing great. Had a little break, drank some water. Ready for 2 more matches.
That's great. You better, Chad, got your own drinks as well. I believe and I hope that this match should be quite enjoyable and long to watch. So you better be well supplied, because I expect a pretty close match between Thailand and Indonesia. The top seeded clash, top 8 already decided. This is a match to see who advances to the final stage, the top 6. And as expected, the 8 teams for the top 8, all top seeds. So from now onwards, all matches between top seeds, Thailand and Indonesia will be the first one happening on the losers bracket round. The semi-final, Law School, Kenzie, Boss, Mad Wolf, Kalem, Shake 555 against Snowdrop, Exiv, Neo, and Heat 022. We'll be seeing potentially a pretty insane match. I mean, I don't want to call this a tiebreaker material. I think that's being too generous. I think that's hyping it a bit too much. But you never know. I think these 2 teams are legitimately very close.
I think so too. Interesting thing is, this is the first time they can't both get to finals. One of them has to be knocked out. And that means it's the first time in the tournament that a top seed is going to be knocked out. It's definitely something to watch. I would say that overall, I think Thailand is a little higher up on the ranking, especially with their LN strength. But I don't have a good read on how they play against each other, because the past 2 matches have all been sweeps. Actually, it hasn't been. The past match has been sweeps, because these are the second match that both of them have played. I believe Indonesia swept France, and Thailand swept Macau. So I guess that was just kind of like a warm-up match, and now they're finally going to test their mettle.
Oh, we might have to restart the client. Oh, actually, I don't know. We'll wait until the map starts.
We already have Fun loaded in. Are we going straight to the Deckheads map?
I don't know, we should be starting with the warm-up actually. Yeah, this is not looking great. We're gonna take a little break before, yep.
We'll be back shortly. We have a little bit of downtime while they play the 2 warm-ups anyway. Now, one thing that is interesting, sorry about the audio problems, we will figure that out. I actually can't control my own volume, it's done over on the streamer side.
Yep. Hopefully that gets fixed.
Yeah, I'll get a little closer to the mic.
You can always just keep the mic, right?
I'm actually using my built-in computer mic, which is why the quality is so bad.
Oh, okay. Well, that kind of it's an obstacle for you to beat the mic.
Yeah, I could maybe lick it.
I don't know if I want to see that. Probably not.
I don't actually know where on my computer the mic is, so looks like we're gonna have to pass on that one. So one thing I am interested about in this particular matchup is that Philippines... That's the wrong team.
Yeah, Philippines will be an interesting thing to see here, right?
Yeah, it's a bit later though. Philippines are still in the winners bracket, aren't they?
Yep. They are on the finals now against China.
Oh wow. Yeah, what I was trying to say earlier is both of these teams are quite strong on long notes. Not to say that they're bad onto other types of maps, but they definitely have made a name for long notes. Lost Cool, for example, on Thailand team, is an absolute powerhouse on the noodle maps. And Indonesia, not so weak themselves. So the question is, like, what sort of interplay we're going to see here? Because in some matches where the skill set is different between the teams, it can be a lot of winning your own picks and just struggling to get the break point. But I'm not sure what the best strategy is here for both teams.
I'm not so sure either, honestly. I mean, what I'm pretty sure about is that Boss Madwell doesn't seem to be extremely happy about me casting. I don't blame you, Boss Madwell. I'll try my best not to mention anything you do.
We'll forget about Boss Madwolf. We'll leave him alone.
Okay, so about the match though, I see the superiority from Thailand and long notes. I think Lost School will just make such a big impact on those kind of picks that Thailand should have a pretty easy time on the long note department. Although Indonesia is not too floppy on that aspect as well, so it should be close. The question remains on who is the better team when it comes to Rise, really. Because if Indonesia can match Thailand on Rise, if they can beat them on Rise, this will be a pretty back and forth match. I mean, Thailand just picking long notes, winning them, Indonesia picking the Rise, beating. It could be very close. It could be tiebreaker material. I think Thailand is the better team when it comes to SB, so I don't really expect them to ban the SB, although they didn't last time. Have to see.
Yeah, that's a good point. We still haven't seen Hagoromo no Mai, which was Hagoromo no Mai, which was banned 4 times in a row. There's actually 5 times in a row. There's 2 more matches to go, but we've already seen Indonesia ban this map before against France, so hopes are not high. I am digging this map though. It's very, very scary. Very spooky kind of song.
It's almost as spooky as the name of the map.
Yeah, it's pretty spooky. Even almost as spooky as the patterns, which are
pretty spooky.
Yeah.
I mean, those. I'm not sure if you call them rolls on 7 key or you just call them stairs. They are pretty fast.
I think a stair that's really fast is still a roll, even in 7.
Oh my god, this song. Can you even call it?
It's like a jump scare.
Yeah. Leave. Again.
We need a content warning.
I like how none of the players are holding any sort of S rank. Like, not even close. I mean, yeah, SF is pretty close, to be fair.
It looks like Boss Madwolf is just kind of spamming, actually.
He mentioned something about that on the chat, didn't he? Like, spam for the win or spam to survive. I mean, this kind of map seems like that kind of map, really. Like, those fast patterns were pretty smashable. If you don't know what you have to do, you just, like, smash your keyboard and you get through it.
I think Boss Madwolf is just playing around. Like, that was a huge lead in Indonesia's favor, but I don't think Thailand has shown their true favor yet. Also, Lost Coal's not in the match yet, which definitely accounts for.
Yeah, definitely. Like, this is not Thailand's main roster. I think Boss Madwolf will be swapping in for SV maps and only just that. Then you have Lost Coal and Kenzie for pretty much everything else. I'm imagining Harlan Shake might just swap for some very specific picks, although I'm not that sure. Really comes down to how well Lost Coal and Kenzie are holding through the map. Obviously, the rolls here. Seems like the first warm-up was already played. As Harlem Shake loses the roll, Indonesia will be picking. And Thailand will be the team to ban first.
If I had to guess, maybe something like Ice Angel or Eternal Drain, just something that's like kind of not fun to play for one reason or another.
I think you have a good reason to not play any of these maps already. Like,
Well,
if you think about it.
They gotta choose the worst of the evils. Map pool selectors did not make it easy for them to choose a ban.
Oh, okay, that's a ban. Eternal Drain.
I was right on. Well, that was my second choice, but still, Eternal Drain.
Indonesia now has to ban. I will be surprised if it is Rock Gale, Time to Lava, well,
It's gotta be Hagoromo.
Hagoromo, I mean, yeah, it really has to be that one, honestly. Unless Indonesia pulled out a great practice on it, that it's just we're reserving this pick. Nope, it's not the case.
It's Hagoromo. I would have bet an MWC banner on that ban.
You're supporting the ban of Hagoromo.
Yeah, I think I chose the wrong banner. That's 6 for 6 bans. Seal has done it again. As in making an SP map so hard that no one wants to play it. Boss Mad Wolf is a little sad about that one. As are we. We all like to see an SP map, at least as viewers. It's a little different if you're actually in the match, under pressure. Yeah, that's right, Hagoromo has never been played in this round, and it probably never will be played because there's only one more match left.
And Brazil is playing on it, so...
Yeah. And Indonesia still has yet to make their pick. Like I said earlier, their usual strength of long notes not gonna work so well against Thailand, so they're probably deliberating, seeing what they're most comfortable with.
Indoor. Seems to be the pick.
Whoa, they're going... Well, they banned one of the SP picks, but they're going straight to the other one.
Oh,
The good old ban one, pick one strat. No, Seal... well, that's his full name, Seal. He's the mapper of... Our resident SV mapper, let's say. So that's a good question from chat. Where is Lost Coal?
I mean, I would be pretty worried if Lost Coal is not here.
Yeah, that might not
there
work for Thailand. There he is. Lost Coal is in the house.
I have this kitten, right? You've seen it. I sent a picture not so long ago. And it's biting all the cables of my PC. I'm afraid I might eventually crash. Stop.
Kenzie seems confused.
They're probably confused due to the difficulty, honestly.
Yeah, a lot of people not a huge fan of this map because it combines... I mean, it's supposed to be a reading pick, but the part that's really hard is just... The rhythms are impossible to see because it goes too slow and it speeds up too fast. And there's long notes, so... I would say if Hagoromo wasn't as hard as it was, I would say this one would be more popular to ban. But just because if you have to spend one ban on SVs, I think you'd rather ban Hagoromo.
I mean, the moment you just see Seal, you just ban that.
Yeah.
Like, you don't even need to know the name of the map, the song of the map, not even the category. You just see Seal and you have to ban it. That's just how it works. Wait, are we seeing Boss Mad Wolf for this? Instead of Kenzie?
Well, that would make sense since it is an SV map, even though it's not a MMO map. Isn't Boss Mad Wolf traditionally the one who plays SV maps?
Yeah, he's traditionally the SV player of the Thailand team. I expected that when the maps were starting to get a little bit harder, like this one, like this is more of like a hybrid, maybe.
Oh, you're right. Fair enough. Because even though the SVs are probably the hardest part about it, it also has some very complex LN patterning near them.
Seems like he also played it on the match against Macau though, so.
I'm not
he
surprised.
Actually did an S rank, if I recall correctly, so.
I would rather have someone who can play the SVs, but are a little worse on the long notes, than have a long note player play this, because the SVs are just that hard.
That impactful.
Yep. Oh, with the seal map being banned 6 times now, it's not looking good for the SP picks in the finals pool, especially since we have fewer matches. And in case, here we are getting started with the first pick, the SP pick. It's very common actually for SP picks to be the first or second in the match. A little bit surprised to see Indonesia coming out with it though, because I don't think they were super strong on SPs, but I guess against Thailand they need everything they can get.
Well, they've probably just seen Thailand's performance as well on the MP link against Macau. They have seen the last goal. Didn't have the highest score here, like comparatively. I mean, he had the highest score for the match, but his score wasn't like amazingly good. I think it was around the 850,000 or something like that. And they saw post-match having a little bit of trouble, so...
That's true. Thailand does have a slight disadvantage because Indonesia already knows the other team's scores. But just looking at the Indonesian players' screens, they're missing a lot on the SPs. Now on the patterning, every time the map slows down, they miss or get 200s. It makes me think they're not actually as prepared as they might want us to think. I mean, we haven't even gone to the hard part, and it's... Oh, here it is. Never mind. Okay, first drops coming from Exif. A lot of accuracy drops, but also from Boss Madwolf. Mewtwo, no one is maintaining a bunch of 300s on this, but at least it's not a bunch of misses.
Starting to see Boss Madwolf struggle here, but Lawful is just, again, single-handedly carrying the team here. He finds a miss there, but still in the 98s, way ahead of everyone else in terms of accuracy. And as well as Indonesia is holding through, outplaying Boss Madwolf in both cases, it's not going to be enough. They need to step up their game if they want to take this one, but at this point, with only a third of the map remaining and around 50,000 points of difference, it doesn't look really good for Indo to take this one, even though it's their pick.
There was a point in case earlier near the end of the harsh SP section where there's like LNs and then it like speeds up and the end of the LN comes earlier than you expect. That's what the Indonesian players missed there, and that's exactly the sort of preparedness that I was talking about. You need to know where the long note ends are, you need to know where the SPs are, and I don't think they put in that practice.
Well, at least not as much as the Thailand team. The Thai team is actually pulling quite ahead now, and although the difference is slightly shorter than what it was a couple seconds ago, like about 20, it's not gonna be near enough. Like, Thailand is just holding such a strong lead already, and although Boss Madwolf is not on the S threshold now, wait, scores are getting quite close, but it shouldn't be enough as Lost School is just way ahead of everyone else.
Yeah, that was a bit scary for Thailand because Boss Madwolf, despite probably being practiced on the SVs, did not do so well in the long note section. There was a lot of accuracy drops, see that 200s. Meanwhile, though, we see Loskol pulling off the MVP play by a lot, actually, the only one to get over 900k, and a pretty impressive accuracy as well.
That was actually really closer than what we initially calling. Only 9,000 points of difference between these two. And Boss Madwolf struggling to get the 94.99. Really, really close.
It was a good call by Indonesia to I guess find the weakness in Boss Madwolf not being quite as strong on this map, that is.
Yeah, just finding a bit of a weak point for Thailand in general, and I think this is going to show off if Thailand manages to win this map longer on into the tournament, like in the finals. Many teams will try to exploit that weakness. Those mixed oriented picks that have SPs where you kind of have to force Boss Madwolf to join, and the difficulty, just like the physical difficulty being a bit too much for him to handle, might prove to be the weak point for Thailand. With Kenzie not being able to play that kind of map, they definitely make out and they get a pretty huge advantage trying to like knock out one of the players in Thailand.
Indeed. And if you're Thailand right now, you must be feeling pretty happy about that, because that was a great point to start off the map, and possibly Indonesia's, I guess, best bet at getting a point, because, I mean, I'm not saying that Indonesia's not going to get any more points, it's just that seemed like a really strong choice on Indonesia's part, but it didn't work out for them, so if you're Thailand, probably feeling confident now. Thailand going straight for Proto Flicker.
Interesting. Proto Flicker is going to be the pick as we see Snowdrop now joining for Indonesia. They're making a player swap.
I think that Thailand must be hoping that Indonesia... Well, I don't know. Like, on one hand, it could be the case that Indonesia just can't keep up the speed of the Core Jacks, and they just have a lot of misses, a lot of... you know when you like miss one chord and then you miss the next couple of chords as well? A lot of those. Or it might be the case that all the players can keep up the speed, but Thailand is just superior in accuracy. Either way, I think it's a good pick. But it's interesting, you know, it's not a long note map, and we were saying Thailand probably is going to have an easy time on long notes against Indonesia. We'll just have to see how it plays out.
They are waiting. They kind of want to give the responsibility to the Indonesian team to pick the long notes. That is, they feel confident enough on the core jack, so they don't have to reveal their strategy. And they kind of want to read what Indonesia has in mind before they actually start making their good picks or the other long note picks, assumably.
True enough, that would be a really big brain strategy there. We have Kenzie missing on the easy section. Not a great way to start it off. Gives a tiny lead to Indonesia. The lead has not changed. It's still in Indonesia's favor. It's too early to call it because the last part of the map gets really dense. But currently, as it is, Snowdrop and Exif are both holding higher accuracy than Lost Coal and Kenzie. I do not know how that happened.
It really will come down to the harder sections here because we have seen that Kenzie's ratio accuracy isn't all that great, and Indonesia, as a top seed, they should have in general pretty decent accuracy. So it comes down to the harder sections to see if they can physically handle. But if they can, Indonesia should take this one just by accuracy. And even Lost Coal actually is having a bit of a difficulty here keeping up with the percentage.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this was a great call on Thailand's side. See, Indonesia gained a small lead at the beginning, but they're not increasing the lead. Thailand is keeping up after...
I mean, how do you even increase the lead if you're on 99.75 on both of your players? You kind of have to expect that will be good enough. And on the other side though, Thailand with 99.55, and there's misses now by Kenzie, Asif, and Snowdrop as well dropping. That could be the leeway for Thailand, that could be the chance, but Kenzie traced that miss back again, and only Lost is holding through this alone by himself. Can he make it? He's now out accuracying Asif, and it's just Snowdrops and Kenzie. That's the difference, and Snowdrop is winning. But it's very close. One miss and there it is. Snowdrops once more on the denser chord. Is that enough for Thailand to come back? The lead is getting shorter, and Asif and Snowdrop finds misses once more, and Thailand takes the lead. They should be taking it now. Snowdrop and Asif just losing everything. Their composure, and Kenzie's trading, but it's not enough as Lost Coal with a full and 99.70% accuracy will take Thailand into the victory here, and that was a clutch comeback from the Thai players. Wow, Lost Coal once more, 990,000 points. What an insane show here.
That was amazing. It really looked like Indonesia was going to pull through by sheer accuracy, but once we got to the very peak of density, it seemed like that went slightly over Indonesia's threshold and they started missing. And those combo drops, like you said, exactly what gave it over. Indonesia's they had the strongest accuracy at the beginning, but now it's Lost Coal, followed by Snowdrop, followed by Kenzie, followed by Exif. So Thailand overall stronger, at least on the harder parts of that map. It's at least worth pointing out that Snowdrop had the highest Rainbow 300s. Very commendable, and second place as far as score goes. That was probably closer than Thailand would have liked.
Definitely. I think that with a miss from Lost Coal at the end course, right, on the denser, might have been just enough for Indonesia to get back into it. It's just that at the end, Asif got lost on one of the course, got a lot of a couple misses, and that was just the killer. Indo was
it's a
holding
choke.
really strong throughout the whole map, and it was just the ending.
Indonesia choked, Thailand didn't. That's what it comes down to. But Indonesia has a chance to come back. Now this is their second pick. The SV picks are now out of the question, which means that they need to find their strategy and they need to find it fast.
Going straight into Garuda here.
Okay. Well, clearly they're not challenging Thailand on the full long note picks. This one might be a little bit closer in terms of accuracy. It's quite fast, but I think these players are definitely good enough that they can all combo. So maybe Indonesia's accuracy could give them a little bonus here.
And this is kind of what I meant, where Thailand not revealing their strategy from the get-go might be something dangerous for Indonesia, because Thailand didn't go for long notes so far, and Indonesia is obviously afraid of picking long notes against Thailand. You see, Lost School is probably one of the best long note players in the world, so you kind of expect Thailand to be good just by Lost School.
Long note, cool.
Yep. But they are afraid now because they might be thinking, okay, they didn't pick a long nose right straight away, and we were pretty close to take them down on jacks or core jacks. So what do we do now? What do we pick? And I think this pick is kind of fitting because, again, it doesn't really reveal that much what you want to do for the entire matchup. It has like a little bit of everything, so Indonesia might just be favored here with Kenzie playing for the Thailand team here. It might be a decent pick for Indonesia, but they are not going for any particular skill set. They are just trying to go for the mix. Those like not really 50-50s, but unpredictable results.
I think it's the same pattern we were seeing last time. On the easier parts of the map, Snowdrop actually had a better accuracy than Lost School, definitely keeping it with Thailand. But now, once it gets a little bit dense, Lost School is definitely showing a higher performance as the only one to hold the 99%. We actually have a miss from Exit, which further cements Thailand's lead.
We see a miss there for Lost School, so... Oh, but Snowdrop as well. Right on the long position, that's not good for Indonesia. They had a chance with their comp, but now they have to pull out the uphill battle once more as Kenzie is still holding his combo. The accuracy lead for Thailand is there, and so is the combo one, so they're gonna need some breaks right now if they want to come back. Indonesia gets the first one though by Kenzie. Maybe with this bit of time they have right now, they could pull something out of the hat. But will they have enough time? Kenzie finds another drop there. And the score lead is getting really short. It's shrunken really fast. And Indonesia is now back on the lead. They need just to hold this for a little bit longer as Kenzie keeps dropping. But Esif finds a trade there on the anchor. But on the very last seconds, this difference seems to be big enough as the combo advantage is pretty minor for Thailand here. They don't have enough time as Indonesia will be taking their first point on a pretty clever choice, I will argue. They take this one by around 8,000 points.
I did not see that coming. I thought that was Thailand's for sure. Once Kenzie started dropping on the more intense part of the map, well, I mean, you can even see Kenzie actually didn't do that bad. The Rainbow 300 count is really good. It's only 9 misses compared to 8 misses from Exif, but just the placement of those was enough for it to flicker over. And that's Indonesia's first point, making it 2-1.
The timing on those misses were kind of unfortunate. He got it right at the point where he was starting to build up that advantage once more. He got the break, and once he just never had a chance to build that combo cap again. He was never on the 400 as he just constantly dropped through the ending. And Snowdrop made use of that by trying to catch up for Lost School score as much as he could. And Esif was just out-accuracying Kenzie, so at the very end it was a very short lead, but now we can see already the strategy that Thailand had initially prepared, and it's long nose as we all expected. Time to Love is going to be the pick here, more of a vanilla-oriented, more accuracy-oriented choice, and this could be the danger zone, because although Lost School is very strong at this thing, picking long nose against Indonesia is always a hard thing to do. So this could be the the comeback point for Indonesia, the break point they need to tie up the series once.
Thailand's not kidding around anymore, though. They're going right to the dense long notes. I'm taking a look at the stat sheet so we can kind of compare their picks to their picks from. Thailand also picked Protoflicker first against Macau, so it just seems like that's a map they particularly like. Their other picks in that map were Indoor Kinara Trackmaker and Owl Infinity. I'm not sure if they want to test their luck on Owl Infinity here because I don't think they want to play any more Rice picks. And Indoor Kinara was already picked, so it's hard to know what'll be coming up ahead, except I would guess more long notes. As far as Indonesia versus France, Indonesia went straight down the list of long note maps. Time to Love, Rock Hill, The Apocalypse. Again, not much insight because those options are kind of closed off to them against Thailand. Meanwhile, here at the start of Thailand's pick, you would expect the long notes to favor Lost Cool and Kenzie, but the lead is actually on the side of Indonesia.
Yeah, and this is what I meant, where this pick could be quite dangerous. We haven't seen Kenzie's accuracy when it comes to this type of maps, and as you can see, his accuracy kind of tanks a little bit, although his combo is still there. The difference between Indonesia and Thailand mostly comes down to accuracy here. And as Lost School is outperforming both of Exif and Neo, the accuracy difference is being compensated by Kenzie's lowest percentage here. And as long as there's no breaks, which I assume will happen quite soon, honestly, I don't see this 4 players full comboing. Although it's definitely possible. If there's one match where that happens, it's this one. As I say that, Exif finds the first break of the matchup here.
Ooh, the lead is getting very small.
Slowly going to Thailand.
It is now flickering and we're 3/4 of the way through the map. We do have one really hard long note section at the end, but if Exif drops again, that would be the end of the. This is absolutely the difference that one miss made. One miss on Indonesia's side flipped it over.
Oh, there's another one now. Neo finding the drop now for Indonesia. There's no more combos and Thailand will build this advantage. There's no misses from them at all. This map is almost without combos on the Indonesian side. It's gonna be really hard for them to recover here, and Thailand with their own pick are gonna make a good choice here. They actually did really well. 7,000 points was the really small difference. Double full combo, it's more than enough to be a really scary roster for long notes. You can see that Losko got the best score of the match, but Kenzie wasn't all that far off. He was like 6,000 off S. So at the end, the big difference that Losko provides when it comes to long nose was enough, but Kenzie did really well to support.
I also have to give a huge shout out to Kenzie. The difference maker here is that Exif missed and Neo missed, but Kenzie did not miss. Kenzie played out of their mind, got the full combo, and secured the win. But oh boy, this is a really exciting match. Even the ones where Thailand wins, it's always flickering. Indonesia always seems to have a lead at first, and Thailand just barely managed to pull through. If Indonesia picks carefully, they could possibly force Thailand.
If they pick properly, I mean, at one point they might find the breakpoint on the long nose. Really, we have seen this one was really close. Honestly, I think Time to Love was the closer one we will see in terms of long nose, but Thailand still has Rock Hill remaining, and they also have the Apocalypse. So.
Oh yeah, that's true. It has been close so far, but it's been close mostly on the accuracy-based, slower picks, and we're starting to run out of those. The remaining tend to be either really dense, really fast, or have really complex technical patterns.
Might we see Ice Angel here? Maybe Mekarusa actually. I think Mekarusa makes a lot of sense for Indonesia. If they don't want to go full Rice yet, because they have seen that they are really close when it comes to long nose, maybe going for something more technical. But nope. Oh no, actually, no, I just read the name wrongly. We still don't have a pick, but I think Mekarusa will be a pretty fitting pick for Indonesia here.
Yeah, I would agree. The two remaining full Rise picks, Owl Infinity and Pon Pon. If I had to guess, I don't think Indonesia is secure on those because they're just really dense, I would say.
Yeah, it could be like you can pick Rise, right, against Thailand because you feel that you're stronger than them on this particular aspect. But the thing is, are you stronger than Lost School? Like, how good are you performing? Because on the core jack, for example, we've seen differences that were really, but Indonesia did really well on those maps. So imagine you get a map that you are not doing all that great, maybe something like, I don't know, mid-98s for both of the Indonesia. You probably expect Lost School to be holding 99s anyways, so he's definitely gonna make a big difference. The more of a gap it is between your top performers and Lost School. But then you have to account how different will be with Kenzie as well. Kenzie is really good when it comes to combo. His accuracy might not be as solid, but he's definitely good at combo, and that's a very good tournament strength that Thailand has, that both of their players are really confident in the combo ability. But we're gonna go straight to Rise into Pompon here.
Snowdrop hitting us with a YOLO, and this is a bit of a YOLO pick because it's possibly the hardest Rise pick in the pool of the crazy burst, courtesy of Jackheads, as well as some other technical patterns. I guess Indonesia is hoping once again that their accuracy will see them through this, but I'm not expecting the players to be able to combo a whole lot of this map.
We will have to see.
The more I think about this, I'm thinking that Indonesia really missed a few chances, because if they were going to get any points off of Thailand, they needed to do it on the easier picks that come at the start of the match, and they did give up a few of those, maybe due to choking, due to a wrongly placed miss, but it's going to be even harder for them to come back now. Yeah, as I say that, we're not even to the hard, dense, bursty part of the map, and Thailand already has the lead as far as accuracy goes. Snowdrop is falling really low, actually.
Snowdrop seems to be having quite some big issues, but actually Lost School and Kenzie both dropping here, so is SF, and now the scores are like instantly flickering in favor of Indonesia. And this is a pretty close battle again, but SF finding misses again, trading going Kenzie as Thailand takes the lead back. Oh my god, there's just so many misses, I can't keep up with this. Lost School
is too chaotic, it's impossible to tell what's going on, who has the lead at any time. But it's over now, and the lead has gone slightly back in Thailand's favor. The map's not over, but the hardest part surely is. Oh, it's flickering again.
Oh, was that a miss? Oh no, it's not a miss by Lost School. Client, stop. Lead still in Thailand. I don't think that was a miss actually either. We'll have to wait for the client to catch up, but if it was, okay, it was not. But the lead is still very short. Any miss could make up the difference here. Snowdrop though having a lot of difficulties. SF as well. Kenzie trading, but Lost School did not miss. This is just the client. Folks don't get fooled. And the lead is quite big now. They will need a miracle. I don't think they have enough time, and the client is just not handling this anymore. Thailand seems to be ahead now, and they will be taking the 4th pick without that many issues as we initially expect. This mini jacks provoked so many misses for Snowdrop that could have been the difference maker, but I think even without those, like I said, you can expect mid 98s, but you see Lost School and he's gonna 99, so you have to somehow make that difference with Kenzie, and this time it was not. The difference between Kenzie and Snowdrop is minimal. So Lost School just did Lost School things and pull out the victory.
Lost School never loses his cool. I think the client really wanted Indonesia to win, and I wanted to because that middle section looked so promising. I didn't expect. Well, I guess Kenzie dropped enough to make up for XF and Snowdrop dropping, but in the end, Snowdrop and XF just couldn't keep up the consistency on the really dense Trilly Jackie pattern, and that was the difference maker because Lost School could hit those patterns, and he did hit those patterns, and Indonesia didn't. We're having a quick client restart to get rid of the client issues. In the meanwhile, the match is almost at match point, not quite yet, but Indonesia is on their last legs.
And this is pretty much what makes Thailand the top seed team that it is. Like, Lost is such a difference maker. It's when things get really complicated, he keeps his cool, he managed to get insane scores anyways. He's not really affected by tournament nerves. So having a player like that on your team really makes Thailand, the top seeded team it is. And Kenzie, I mean, I don't want to disregard Kenzie at all. He's playing really. But he's actually matching some of the Indonesian players, which is also a top seeded team. It's just that lost goal
really showing up.
Pulls out such a difference, yeah.
We are back in the game. Not sure if the next pick... Oh, it is! We have a pick of Mekaruza from the Thailand side. This is the pick that you thought Indonesia would make, so it's interesting that Thailand would choose it instead.
Yeah, that's definitely something I was not expecting. I was expecting Rockhill, honestly, by Thailand here.
Yeah,
By going for Mekaruza, I don't know. The shields could trip some of the Indonesian players.
I don't get it
see
personally.
I don't
because
like
Thailand has 2 mixed picks, and well, and do they have 1 mixed pick or 2 mixed picks? Either way, they have 2 full long note maps and at least 1 mixed map left. And well, I guess this one is kind of a mixed map, but still, not sure why
they just. I don't know. Maybe they just saw on Pompon that Indonesia might struggle a little bit when it comes to Rice, but this is not really that hard of a map in terms of Rice like Pompon was. That bursty, crazy section is not something we will see here. Instead, we'll see the crazy shield, and I particularly don't really know. It's kind of unpredictable how well these 2 teams are going to do. I expect Lost Code to just obliterate those shields without many complications. Right now, though, Indonesia is on the lead, but it's just by a minor break on the early point of the map here by Kenzie. So we can definitely swap back.
Either way, I think it's for sure that Thailand is not confident in the full long note strategy. I'm not sure if they should be so confident in this one either, because once again, as is the story on all the maps, at the beginning of the map it's going back and forth, with only a slight lead in favor of Thailand.
Yeah, with the miss there by Neo, the difference is now actually in favor of Thailand. These 2 combos by Kenzie and Lost School are pretty big, and that's what's keeping them afloat, because accuracy-wise, well, now that Neo has dropped quite a few notes, it's not as close as it was initially. But both Exif and Neo were outplaying Kenzie in terms of accuracy. It's just a Lost School is, with the 99.55, just not allowing Indonesia to get any sort of accuracy lead here. And there's a lot of accuracy drops there by Neo, and that's not gonna help the team all that much. We have to see a break from Thailand at any point if Indonesia wants to take this one. And there are not signs for that to happen anytime soon. I think we have just to wait to the second shield section. We might see breaks there.
The 3 misses by Neo were spaced apart in such a way that it prevented him from reaching the 400 combo cutoff for a really long time, and I think that was part of oh, there's another miss now, which is going to give up even more of that combo bonus to Thailand, and I think that's part of the reason why the score lead is so big.
And he finds a drop there on the Jax while holding the long note on the same hand. That's a pretty tricky thing to do, and Asif now as well trading that, and he had the combo for Indonesia, so that's not gonna help the reverse Poland team all that. It's quite a lot of breaks from both Esrit and Neo. They're not keeping that consistency. They are not hitting the combo caps for a long time, and it's just I don't even know what to say about Lost School. 99.6 on this is ridiculous. Oh, there's a
wow, what a miss. At the 3000 combo mark too, the map was almost over, but it does get pretty hard near the end. So a lot of these brackets along with long notes and mini jacks.
Oh my god, the accuracy! Kenzie dropped such a huge amount of accuracy there. That might be something that Indonesia can capitalize on.
The lead is smaller.
It's getting smaller, but there's not much time. They need a miss right now by Lost School, and there it is! The miss by Lost School, there's twice! Will it be enough? They have enough time, the difference is getting smaller and smaller. They need to hold on. Will Indonesia take this point at the very last second? They're trying their best, it's about 5,000 points, that's it. Kenzie's holding his combo, that might just be enough for Thailand. The map is almost over. And the last long note is not enough for Indonesia to catch up here, the very last long note. One proof difficulties for Lost School and Kenzie, and they will take this by 3,000 points. Oh my god, that was very close.
Incredible. How much is that? 3,670 71, that is almost negligible. One more miss in the right direction could have pushed that in Indonesia's favor. Ooh, I thought Law School knew what they were doing, because like we were questioning Thailand's pick, but I was thinking, oh well, it doesn't matter if Law School just pops off like this. But then he started missing, and then that's what made it so close.
Yeah, you could just see the accuracies here. Law School is out accuracying the player of Indonesia, the XF player of Indonesia, by about 0.2 percentage. And the same happened between Neo and Kenzie, but the other way. Accuracies were pretty much equal. It was just Law School's huge combo on the 3,000 mark, and again, Indonesia not hitting that combo cap all that frequently on the middle section. They were like on the 600 and then a miss, 600 then a miss, so they didn't really hold the combo bonus for longer times, and that kind of killed it. That's basically the main reason why Indonesia was not able to take this one, because even with all that against them, it was only 3,000 points of difference.
Indonesia is running out of options. This is match point for Thailand, so one more break point for Thailand will be the win for Thailand and the elimination from the tournament for Indonesia. But what do they pick now? They have
Ice Angel.
I was thinking Ice Angel because what's the other options? They have Rock Hill. That's a huge no, I think. Crossing
it's
Blue.
Infinity, yeah. I mean, if you don't want to go Ice Angel, it has to be Infinite.
Yes, absolutely, because the other three are more long note heavy. And I don't know if that's a safe bet.
I mean, it's really hard to make the call though, because every single match during this match has been so close, regardless of the category, right? We've seen Time to Love with a very close matchup between these two. Now Make Karu. We also seen Pom Pom being very, very like not one-sided. It was just like back and forth, back and forth. The lead was always swapping between these two teams. They're gonna go for Ice Angel, trying to go for a more consistency longer pick, and I think this helps. I think this will help Indonesia to make the difference between the two players and Kenzie, and hope that Law School just finds a choke or two.
I think this is the right choice. The difference between this one and Owl Infinity, they're actually very similar in some respects, but Owl Infinity is 3 minutes long at 191 BPM, and Ice Angel is 6 minutes long at 165 BPM. Don't think Indonesia has what it takes to keep up with the 191 BPM Owl Infinity, so their only option left is to try to stay consistent for 6 minutes on a slightly easier court stream. It's a tall task, but I think it's their only hope. Snowdrop asking for mercy. Ansif actually started the question, can we repick the map? But it's too late now. We're getting started. Match point in favor of Thailand. Let's see how it goes.
Did Law School full come? Did Thailand actually play this against Macau? I don't remember.
I will have to take a look. Yes, actually it was Macau's pick. Just like here, Thailand had it picked against them, but Thailand won anyway.
Oh man, and Law School full comboed, I think, yeah. Oh man. If Law School full combos this twice in a row, that would be huge.
Law School's looking for a repeat performance, but it's one thing to combo a 6-minute map, it's another thing to do it twice. That's 12 minutes of gameplay. And both in the same weekend too.
You see that Snowdrop is actually hitting quite early here. It's not gonna be good for his accuracy if he keeps that up. He's hitting actually a couple 200s by rushing the pattern, so
I think it's nerve. I know that Indonesia is not feeling confident going into this. They saw Law School full combo this map and they still had to pick it. And this isn't the hard part, so I'm not expecting Snowdrop to really be having that much problems. I think it's just nerves. He should be able to build it back up again. The question is, I think it comes down to how much Kenzie drops. It depends on how much the Indonesian player drop. Was that it? Did something happen?
No, it was not a drop. It was an active drop actually, yeah, but it was close. It was close. Game was actually starting to drag a little bit, and it looked dangerous for a moment. I thought he was gonna miss, but he managed to get back into it. Right now, the difference is gonna be pretty short, and in general, short leads on this map are a pretty common thing, because with a map that is this long, the advantage will never really be that high, and if it is, then it's game over really. Like, the longer the map, the shorter amount of points a single node will give, so a shorter difference is likely to happen if both teams are pretty close in terms of combo. And right now SF is the only one who has shown difficulties here with 2, maybe 3 misses already. And Kenzie and Lost School are just pretty cool, pretty confident. The first third of the map, Lost School still on the 99.45 mark, and Kenzie is quite behind, but still with the full combo, so it's not going to be that big of a deal. He's still outplaying SF solely by combo, but it's not by that big of a difference, so they have to be pretty careful.
Snowdrop needs to start doing a little bit better though. If Snowdrop can't keep up with Lost Coal, that's pretty much Indonesia's last chance. Now, the one thing to keep in mind is that this map is not just a consistency pick, it's also a stamina pick, which means that being consistent near the beginning might not necessarily equate to being consistent near the end, because at that point your arms are going to be burning and you're going to be crying for a rest.
Definitely, and this is kind of the story we have seen throughout this entire matchup really. Indonesia on the early parts or the early portions of each map showing pretty strong, but at the end always missing that little push to put them ahead. And in a map that is this long, stamina can only do bad things to that, and Indonesia will have to keep up with this for the 6-minute length. And right now Thailand managed to build a pretty decent lead. It's still around 5,000 points, which you will think it's not that big of a lead, but on a map like this, that's about 2, maybe 3 misses of advantage. So as long as Kenzie keeps this combo up, they should have the lead. He actually makes it through the jacks with a little bit of difficulty, but manages to keep the combo. And now we're about to enter into the last third, where stamina will kick in, when the arms will start burning, and where Indonesia will somehow pull if they want to stay into this tournament.
Juan, I can't believe this. The lead is getting smaller.
It is.
Indonesia is slowly pulling it back, and we've just gotten into the hard part of the map.
It is just by accuracy. Kenzie's having troubles keeping that accuracy up, but again, if there's no misses, as much as Kenzie can drop his accuracy, I don't see it. Indonesia will have to wait for that miss for any of the Thailand players, and they're still with a double full combo. Snowdrop has to keep his combo intact as well. It's a lot of things that have to happen here for Indonesia to take this one, but as long as they stay consistent, there's always the chance for a miss. And Kenzie now is starting to spread out his hit concentration. This might be a good sign. He drops a lot of 200s on the rolls there, but still no miss, and they're pulling ahead.
Exif missed on the other hand, which is not helping. The lead that looked like it was shrinking is now starting to grow again. I've been shouting out Kenzie over and over this whole time, but one thing I can say for sure, there is a miss, there's the miss. Is that real? Was that a client?
That's a real miss.
Okay, it's
but
just
I don't
one
think
miss
it's enough.
Exif has missed like 5 times already. And I'm still gonna go ahead and say it, Kenzie might not have the best accuracy on the team, but the consistency while playing under nerves is insane, and that 5,000 combo really testifies to that. Now it's only Lost Cool and Snowdrop holding the full combo, but the difference is Lost Cool is holding it at about 0.7% higher.
Yeah, and the lead is just too big now. The jacks is not misses for anyone here. And this lead, about 15,000 points, is really big on a 6-minute map. They will need a break from Lost School, and numerous breaks actually. Otherwise, they are out, and they're slowly going and pulling ahead. The song is getting calmer now, and the patterns are getting more. And we are almost done with this. Lost School will pull his second full combo in a row to put Thailand into the finals round now. It seems like it's gonna be a 6-1, and honestly I feel a bit bad for Snowdrop because he managed to pull out the same performance with the full accuracy wise, though being completely shadowed by Lost School. And this has been the game every single map. It's just, how do we beat Lost School? And just see the ratio. He got 1,000 less 300s, normal 300s. That's Snowdrop.
I can't believe it. Snowdrop pulled through with the full combo on the 6-minute court stream map. That is insane. Snowdrop playing out of their mind. When I'm thinking though, is like Snowdrop earlier was actually the stronger of accuracy on the Indonesia side for most of the match, even sometimes keeping up with Lost Coal. I think the stamina was taking a toll on Snowdrop because his accuracy dropped to actually be the worst in the match. Unfortunately, that's how Indonesia will go out 6-1. The first top seed to be eliminated.
I honestly want to say, don't be deceived by the result. I believe this could have easily been a 6-4. Indonesia had like 3, actually maybe 4 picks, where the difference was on the 4 digits. And that's a very small difference for 7 key mania. And I believe if we just replay this match like in a couple hours or maybe like another, it would have been a completely different story. Even strategy wise, like imagine that Indonesia managed to take that Longo map that was really close, Time to Love, right? Or make Karusa. That would have changed the strategy from Thailand completely. Maybe we would have seen more Rise picks. Maybe we would have seen Ice Angels a pick for them instead. So
honestly, if Lost Cola sneezed at the wrong moment, that match could have got to Indonesia. That was quite insane. Indonesia had a good run though, being seeded in the top seed, destroying it in group stages, sweeping Netherlands. They only managed to get 1 point off of Philippines, but they fought for their life in the semifinals before finally going out to Philippines. No, not Philippines. I keep saying Philippines. Sorry. Going out to Thailand.
I know the flags have the same colors, but I mean, they're quite different.
They are very different. My apologies. In other case, Thailand is now moving on to the finals, where they will be playing South Korea in a strange turn of events due to the win by default of China in the previous matches. It's pretty tough. There you go, we're looking at the brackets now. We only have a few matches left in the day. Actually, we only have 1 match left in the day, and that's Poland versus Brazil. It will be determining who goes up against the USA in the losers final. That one should also be close, so don't go anywhere. I believe the next match is in quite a while. Let me check this.
It should be in 16 UTC, so that is in 2 hours.
Alright, 2 hours, we're going to have a bit of a break. And immediately following Poland versus Brazil, we'll be seeing the final showcase. You're definitely going to want to stay tuned for that, because that's going to be insane. The finals pool gets harder every year we do this.
Yep, it really is. And honestly, I think the top 6 of this tournament, it's insanely good at the game. Like last year, we had a really close fights, right? Singapore versus Brazil was insane as a match, but we didn't have this strength really. It was Malaysia, China, and Korea way above everyone. And honestly, I think Korea is still pretty above everyone else during this tournament.
Oh yeah.
But the other 5 teams, like Thailand, China, Brazil, Poland, USA, Philippines, they are all really close, and they are all on a really good level. I think finals is the stage where we're gonna see the closest matches, unless it involves South Korea. Unfortunately, I think that's a reality that will never change, or at least not this year. But we're gonna see a really insane match. Whoever wins this one and faces the US next week, that match is gonna be really huge. Philippines versus China on the winners bracket is gonna be huge. It's unfortunate that Korea got on the lower side of the bracket now by that win by default, because they'll get to face Thailand on the losers bracket. And as much as I will love to see Thailand putting a great fight on there, I think Korea has such a big advantage against any team. They will probably beat Thailand, and they will be facing the winner between the US and these 2 teams. And again, it will be probably a pretty comfortable matchup for Korea. And then they will just be playing 4 matches for this finals pool, and there's only like 6 in the entire tournament. So it's kind of sad that we might lose a bit of those really intense and close matches due to South Korea being unfortunately on this portion of the bracket. But hey, that's gonna be it for this block of matches. We still have the last one remaining at 16 between the team of oh my god, I just forgot. I'm seeing it on screen and I forgot. It's Poland versus Brazil. So stay tuned for that. It's 2 hours. You can have your breaks. But I hope to see you all for the last match of today. And remember that after that we'll be following with the map will showcase of the finals, so stay tuned. It's going to be pretty cool, pretty insane. I honestly think that Poland could take a couple points against Brazil, although I see the South Americans as the favorite here. But we'll have to see. That's it for us today. We'll see you in 2 hours with more coverage, and I hope you enjoyed it, because that was a pretty cool match.